All right, we're the Hebrew Israelites. Come out here week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of America and to let our people, the Israelites in the Bible, which today is the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, to let them know that they God-chosen people. And if you don't get right, you're going to be destroyed with the so-called white man's judgment, which is them thermonuclear missiles in the Third World War. We want to say, bless the elect, double honors to the elders at GMS, and all praise Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season.
Yep, to everything there's a season. Go ahead.
And a time to every purpose under the heaven.
And a time to every purpose under the heaven. Anything that happens under the heaven, which this is the first heaven, the ozone layer, under that. The second is outer space. But that's another subject, another day. But anything that happened in this ozone layer, it got a purpose to it. Nothing happens for no reason. You hear the saying, everything happens for a reason. It's true. If something happened on this side, that'll affect this, which make that happen, and so on and so forth. He just fall off his bike, bro. Go ahead.
Verse 2, a time to be born and a time to die.
Yep, a time to be born and a time to die. Go ahead.
A time to plant.
Matter of fact, back there, read that again.
Okay. Ecclesiastes 3:2. Go back to the top.
No.
Ecclesiastes 3:2. A time to be born and a time to die.
Yeah, so like it said in the first verse, it's a time and reason for everything. It's a time to be born and a time to die. Because you go back about 50 years ago, and the world population wasn't as big as it is now today. But the population is so big because the Most High about to bring that judgment. Everybody always talk about the day of the Lord. That judgment day was coming real soon. So those spirits, so to speak, they got to get that judgment. That's why so many people on the earth. But even with that, you read in the Bible, it still say everybody can't manage on the earth together. The earth can't hold all the spirits. That's why you got some down here and you got some up there. We all ain't gonna be on earth at the same time. But that's another purpose and another time and purpose.
That's why so many babies being born in war.
Yep.
A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal.
A time to kill and a time to heal. Because like, it's a difference between murder and killing. When you murder somebody, you premeditate it. You thinking about it, you make a plan to get somebody else out of there. A killing is what we're gonna do to the so-called white man. The so-called white man murdered us. He over-oppressed us. The Lord gave him the power to put us in slavery for punishment. That was our punishment for us to go into slavery. But he overdid it. He wasn't supposed to do all the things that he had done. So that's why that judgment got to come on that so-called white man. That's why it says vengeance is of the Lord. Because it's going to be in the power of the Lord to raise up his people, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, to bring judgment on this so-called white man, who is known as Esau and Edom in the Bible.
James 2:13. For he shall have judgment without mercy, that have shown no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment.
Yeah, he will have judgment without mercy, the Most High, to him that showed no mercy, which is the so-called white man, who's a wicked, he's also known as a wicked in the Bible.
Ecclesiastes 3:4. It's like 3:3. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up.
Yep, and we're in the process of that now. Overall, it's a breakdown of the so-called white man's power. It's a build-up of Yasha'Allah, which is Israel's power, the Lord's kingdom, the New Jerusalem.
A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones.
Yeah, hold on. And it said a time to mourn and a time to dance. We still in slavery, whether you believe it or not. We still oppressed. We still under the so-called white man's rulership. Ultimately, of course, it's the Most High, but like I said earlier, he's that punishment. Slavery to the so-called white man was that punishment for us, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, for going off with, and not doing and following the laws and statutes and commandments of the Most High. Read the second part of that.
A time to mourn and a time to dance.
Yep, and a time to mourn and a time to dance. We're not in the time of dancing. Because it also says in the scriptures, we're going to dance in the blood of our enemies. We ain't dancing in their blood yet. That mourning right here is raising up our people. Teaching the word, enduring. Living check to check. That dancing gonna come later. And it's also not time to be dancing in the club.
Verse 5. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together.
Yep, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together.
A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to cast away. A time to rent and a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak.
Yeah, a time to keep silence and a time to speak. Just like it says Sirach, sometimes you gotta be as a man that know it, but say it nothing. Right now is the time to speak. We speaking against the so-called white man. Standing boldly, like it say in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5. It's not time to be silent. Because if we be silent, how is the Lord's work gonna get done?
A time to love and a time to hate.
Yep, a time to love and a time to hate. People say the Lord don't hate. But in the scripture just say it's a time to love and it's a time to hate.
A time of war and a time of peace.
A time of war and a time of peace. Right now it's far from peace. You got all kind of crazy wars going on and starting to go on over there in the Middle East. Upwards of the people. That's civil unrest. That's a war in itself. And all that is going to come over to America. But the Lord is saving the best for last. Because when they riot over there, they ain't got guns all like that. They use sticks. They use tear gas. Might have to tackle somebody, but over here, the military is going to have guns. The cops, they have guns. They have tasers. It's going to be a complete different ball game once the people go against the government over here. And it's just a matter of time before it happens. It just ain't happened now, because like I said in verse 1, read verse 1 again.
Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there's a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
To everything there's a season and a time to purpose under heaven. It just ain't that time for it to hit America yet, but it's coming real soon.
Ecclesiastes 3:9. What profit hath he that worketh in that wherein he laboreth? I have seen the travail which the Most High hath given to the sons of men to be exercised in it. He hath made everything beautiful in his time. Also he hath Ecclesiastes 3:11. He hath made everything beautiful in his time.
Yeah, he has made everything beautiful in his time. Like if somebody owe you money and you get a disconnection notice on your lights or something, and then that person just pop up with that money, like, dang, it was beautiful timing. Beautiful timing. It was right there when you need it. That's how the Lord gonna work. He work on his own time. It's a time and season for everything, man. Go ahead.
Also, he hath set the world in their heart, so that no man can find out the work that the Most High maketh from the beginning to the end.
Yeah, you can't understand everything that the Most High done planned from the beginning to the end. Because you still in this flesh, you still in this chain of darkness. Even if you know, of course, you being super spiritual, it's still sometimes like Satan come and that lust come. That temptation start eating at you. So you might slip a little bit because ain't none of us perfect. Not yet, at least. But that perfection is coming because the Lord is on his way.
I know that there is no good in them.
No, not that part. Oh. Go ahead, I can do it.
1 Corinthians 13:9. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part.
Yeah, for we know in part, and we prophesy in part. Now some people be like, well, when the Lord is coming? What year he coming? The scriptures say no man knows but the Heavenly Father. All we can do is let you know the signs. We know in part and prophesy in part. Like it said in Matthew 24, once this happened and this happened, these is the beginning of sorrow. And then after that, this is going to happen and this is going to happen. And then the Son of Man is going to come. Go ahead.
But when that which is perfect is Salakia. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away.
Yeah, and that is perfect is the Lord Yahushua. Once the Most High send them to come and gather the elect, that is in part shall do what? Read that last one.
Then that which is in part shall be done away.
Yeah, and that which is in part shall be done away, which is all these so-called white man's kingdom, his rulership. That's why when you read in Daniel's and Revelations, it said it talked about a man of high stature having many crowns on his head. Because once the Lord's come back, all the so-called white man's power is going to be taken out of his hand. All his kingdom is going to be given unto to the Lord Yahushua, whom the world called Jesus Christ.
And also, you got to keep in mind that when the kingdom comes, which that which is perfect comes, then we're going to be whole again. So that which is in part shall be done away, we're going to be whole again. Keep reading on in this.
No.
Second Ezra 4:26. Then answered he me and said, the more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel, for the world hasteth fast to pass away.
Yeah, and it's like that. Once you first realize the truth of the Bible, you come into the truth of the Bible. Once the Lord allow you to understand the Bible, the more you search it, the more you marvel. Like, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. I can't believe this. Because everything falls in, all the questions that you had growing up or you ever thought about, they get answered. All the times you done went to church, the questions never got answered, but once the Lord allow you to understand it, then all your questions get answered.
And cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come. For this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmity.
Yeah, this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmity, which is feebleness, weakness. This world right here is weak. That's why people give into lust so easy. Because they grew up without this part that they need in their life, or that part, which is that father figure. Somebody that can guide them on the right path. Growing up in America, they just throw you multiple paths and you pretty much pick your own way.
But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee. For the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come.
Yeah, the evil, and that's the so-called white man. His dominion, especially America, is sown in what?
For the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come.
Yeah, the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. So don't think, because it's 2000, you've been growing up, and the Mayan calendar said it was going to be like this in 2012, or some people that told you this is going to happen on this day, and it ain't happened. The Lord works on his own time. Everything's going to happen in due season, when it's time for it to happen. That evil is sown, but that destruction just ain't come yet. So just because you still riding around, you still going to work, you still trying to get your college degree or whatnot, that don't mean the Lord ain't gonna destroy America. The evil is sown. That's why the world is so weak and so wicked. The destruction just ain't came yet.
Got a piece, huh?
Go ahead.
Second Ezra, chapter 4, verse 40. So he answered me and said, go thy way to a woman